As with my last two series, it's been a while since we've done a personal challenge, but we are back. Last time we played Pokemon Unite and tried to see if I could find any kind of real appreciation for that game, sort of give it a real go, and well, that just didn't happen. It was worth a try, but the game just did not resonate with me at all. Now, I'm more than happy to challenge myself with something like that in the future, and I actually do have a few planned, but this is not that kind of video. If you've been around the channel for a while, you will know the original Battletoads game is something we've done before here. It has been so long I cannot even remember who suggested it originally, but this is a game we've tried in both video and stream format, and both times I ended up giving up. Even with things like Infinite Lives and the rewind feature, I just found it too frustrating and I did not really want to continue. And honestly, it's been bugging me a bit ever since I finished it. Or didn't finish it. So that's why we're here today, to finish what we started long ago. I am going to beat Battletoads. Without further ado, let's get started, and we shall start at the beginning. I had an old save which no doubt would have saved me some time, but no, we're going to do all of this in this attempt, starting at level 1, Ragnarok Canyon. We get lowered from our ship into it, and the controls are incredibly simple, as you would expect from what was originally an NES game. We have attack and jump, but that's it. We can also pick up weapons, and we did. That can make things easier, but as you can see here, the game is challenging. Now, I know some of you will view using the rewind feature or the infinite lives feature as cheating, but honestly, I don't care. Because this thing is a nightmare. This game is a nightmare. And the thing is, I can and have mastered levels before. I've been able to get the first few levels done with no deaths before. I know I can do it. The problem with this is that if you run out of lives, you get sent right back to the very start of the game. For me, I don't view the infinite lives and the rewind as a cheat, but rather as simply time saving. That being said, I will avoid using the rewind feature when possible, because although I feel like the infinite lives is fine, the rewind is borderline, and as you can see, even though I've been getting hit and stuff like that, I've not used it here. Also, we're now at the end of Ragnarok Canyon, and that means boss 1, which is incredibly easy. Just pick up the balls and throw them back at the boss, and after 4 hits, boom, he's dead. I wish all of them were that easy. My god, I wish all of them were that easy. With him down, we dive into a hole, see the admittedly busty antagonist. I mean, hey, it is a 90s game after all, an early 90s game at that, and we head into the Wookiee hole level. I wish this level was Star Wars based, but alas not. We are lowering down basically the whole time. We have to defeat enemies as we go. I do appreciate that this game has a nice variety of levels, however, it also has varying levels of bullshit at the same time. I have managed to beat this level perfectly before, but that was an awful long time ago. I don't have those skills anymore. Like with a lot of this game though, the concept is fairly simple, but beating it is difficult. Later we get to some barriers we have to zip past before they shut, although those are probably the easiest part. The birds are not too difficult, neither are the plants, it's the robots that are a right pain. Once we get past those final set of barriers, we finish the level and move on to the turbo tunnel. This is the one. This is the one that ended all previous runs. This is the one that made me rage quit before, and I am desperate to beat this level. It seems pretty simple right now, just beating up kangaroos, jumping platforms, easy. That was never the issue. This was the issue. This speeder bike thing. Don't get me wrong, it's a cool concept, it's just really hard. As you can see, we had numerous walls to dodge, which starts easy but get significantly harder. We also have jumps which, if you don't time them perfectly, you're screwed, as we were so many times. But also, the key thing that you can see is it gets a lot harder. I have more footage of this level than any other for a reason. I do make slow and gradual progress, thanking my lucky stars that I did actually decide to use the infinite lives. We eventually get to a point where there are enemies, because it wasn't hard enough before, was it? Finally we get to a point where there's this super fast section with tons of alternating walls to dodge that I actually wasn't half bad at, although it was hard, and then I just found a portal. This portal did finish the level for me, and it actually took me straight from level 3 to level 5. But I went back. I want to finish every level, and those portals feel more like cheating to me than the rewind function ever could. That's good because I didn't have a choice but to use it for this. Well, I mean, I could have done it without, but it would have taken so many hours I didn't have. So I didn't. With it finished, the level was finally done and we move on to the Arctic Caverns. This is the level I could have skipped and a small part of me wishes I had. This one was hard. Firstly, fuck those ice blocks. We have to use them to break the barriers, but they do of course also hurt us. When I eventually get through, let's just say Frosty the Snowman has turned into a real dick. I never even really beat him, I just ran past him and got a checkpoint. And then I was heading up to an area with snowballs rolling down, and come on, give me a break, game. It doesn't. It also turns out I can literally glitch the level out. I had to reload an earlier autosave just to keep playing. I eventually got through and had more issues with platforms over spiked pits, followed by dodging spiky shells, and a whole bunch more crap until I finally got to Surf City. This was where I accidentally skipped to before. This time I will play the level, and yeah, the surfing was actually quite easy and we got to the other side without issue. I didn't think the word easy could be used in conjunction with a Battletoads game, but here we are. Turned out the reason this was so easy? Boss battle. This giant rat is a right royal pain in the keister, but perseverance and repeatedly hitting him with a stick finally beat him down. There was a little more surfing after, which I know made me think, oh god, this will be hard, but we surfed through easy and got to the next level. This is Karnas's lair, and it has giant snakes. At first I thought they were enemies, but no, we don't fight them, we ride them. It's a mix of climbing and jumping, but it's not hugely challenging. I'm not sure if it's because I'm getting half decent at Battletoads, or if it's genuinely not that hard, but I'll take it. There are 4 different areas that get progressively harder, and the red one, the final one, fuck that. That was a nightmare. Still, managed to get through it in about 12 minutes this level, so time to move on to Volkmir's. I'm definitely butchering that inferno. I was expecting it to be hard, but the first bit was fine, and then it was Flappy Birds. Well, not Flappy Birds, I guess it's more plainy birds, I guess. It's a proto-Flappy Birds. Obviously I did use the rewind feature a little bit here, but even without it I didn't have too many problems. Once there, we had to dodge fireballs, but they never actually come to the top of the screen, so we just stay up there until, the last one meant to catch people out who do that. God damn it, Rare. Then we get missiles rained upon us, so rude, and more proto-Flappy Birds, and then we're done. We're getting through these levels so quickly. I hope that continues. It won't, but we'll talk about that later. For now, let's get started with the level Intruder, Excluder. Considering this is level 8 to 12, I was expecting it to be super hard, but it's not especially. Remember when we went all the way down on the rope? Well, now we're heading up the tube via mostly jumping. The balls were a pain in the arse until I worked out the timing, at which point they weren't too bad. The jumping platforms were also a similar level of pain. Then we got to these bouncing giant bits of chewing gum that can go right fuck themselves, but that's basically all there was to this level, with sort of different combinations of those. Oh yeah, and also fans that could be a bit annoying. At the top we met a boss, which is an American football player with a gun, or he's a scuba diver. I mean, he looks different depending on the pose. In terms of difficulty though, he's easy. His shots can be dodged by simply ducking, so after a bit of constant pounding, we got him. Now, on to level 9, and we are officially 2/3 of the way through this game, so we head into the Terror Tubes, and die immediately upon arrival. Good start. This level is challenging to say the least. As you can see here, I ended up relying heavily on rewind just for my own sanity. Lots of swimming, lots of being chased, also sharks, FFS. Hate those things. The ducks as well. Fuck the ducks. Still though, at this point nothing can stop me when we move on to the next level, the rat race. This reminds me a bit of Intruder, Excluder, except we're now going down instead of up. This does get annoying though, because there are 3 bombs. Basically we have to beat the kangaroos there. If they get there first, they detonate them. If we get there first, we destroy them. Eventually I figure out you can hit them and slow the progress down, and there's techniques for moving down quicker, so I do eventually get it beaten. The second one is harder. I end up using the rewind feature just so I can hit him, because they're slippery buggers and really hard to hit. The third was the hardest. With a lot of punches I got him and got to the boss. The boss was a weird one. I ended up going online and looking him up because I thought he was broken. I thought it was glitched out. He would attack me if I moved to him, but he wouldn't move, and he seemed to sort of be fading in and out a little bit. I really did think he was glitched. Maybe he was, I don't know, but I eventually charged and hit him a few times, and that got him moving. It's bloody hard to hit though. As you can see, I am hitting him, but only one way it really works, and the timing has to be perfect. Eventually we do get enough hits and take down that horn-faced fuckface. We move on to Klinger Winger now, which sounds like a euphemism, but it's not. And this level, screw this level, man. This one is without question the hardest level in the game. We get this unicycle style motorbike thing to ride, which is cool, I do like that. We have to use it to go up, down and around this roller coaster thing, which again sounds cool in principle. The problem? This ball that is chasing you, which is faster than you on the straight. So unless you are perfect on every single corner, it will beat you every single time. I did start getting better and getting further, but this is one continual course and it takes a while to get around it, even if you are perfect. I ended up getting really frustrated with this. I looked online for numerous strategies that were supposed to work, but they did nothing. But in the end, I found a way to cheat it. Yes, I know this is fully cheating and not in the spirit of the game, but honestly, this was so hard, this was stressing me out so much, and I was so close to rage quitting, I did not care. And because it is so hard and others may be stuck on it, I'm going to share this method with you. You have to point in whatever direction the road is going in order to go maximum speed, but when you change direction, you have to change the directional key you're pressing. Unless you get the timing perfect though, it slows you down for a second, and over time the ball will catch up and get you. However, what you're seeing here is I am pausing on every corner. Hit the corner, hit pause, change whichever directional button I'm using, because I'm using the D-pad and you should too, and then unpause. If you can time it just right, where it's sort of the bike and you appear to be detached for a frame, you will even get a little boost. Yeah, I know, me trying to use frame perfect timing or something, like I'm a speedrunner or a challenge video maker or something. I wouldn't normally go for this, but I was desperate to beat this level. Using that method and quite a few attempts, because it was hardly perfect, we did get to the end and then I beat the ball. That's right, we have to beat the crap out of this ball. And oh boy did I enjoy that. With the ball beaten badly, we head to the final level, the Revolution. Called as much because, well, it's the revolving tower. Being that this is the final level, I was expecting it to be very difficult and I wasn't disappointed. Still, it was easier than the ball, so I'm very thankful for that. Each individual area was a bit challenging with enemies or spinning balls or disappearing platforms, but it was just a case of trying it a few times, figuring it out and then doing it, moving on to the next section and repeat. We got some right suckers to deal with that are less than fun to handle and some things that want to swallow us. Sure, we get past all of them and on to the Dark Queen, and that, well, that is one hell of an outfit. I mean, I like the outfit, of course, but I don't know if it really works well here. Still, you know, she's here, she's wearing that outfit, we need to take her down. And honestly, she really wasn't that hard. I expected her to be a nightmare considering she's the final boss of Battletoads. We got her, beat her down, and we're done. Battletoads is complete. I did it, she's retreated, flown away, and we're done. Honestly, the ending felt a little anticlimactic, but still, we're done. So after long last, I beat Battletoads. Oh, that feels good. So now I can finally say I've been able to beat this game. How did I find it? Honestly, I never expected to say this about Battletoads. I expected the game to just piss me off, and it did. But honestly, I loved it. The game is hard. I would strongly not recommend playing this without using the infinite lives and the rewind, because if you don't use those, you'll be here for weeks or months. However, if you do, then what you get is a classic 2D platformer with 12 levels, each of them different from the last. It has a great level variety in just about everything. I really enjoy getting it done. Plus, it's hard enough that when you do beat the final boss, you feel so good for doing so. With that though, we are now done with Battletoads. It's been fun to get back into this game and finally get it done, but it's time for us to move on. I will do some more personal challenge videos in the future, but for now, I think it's time to head back to Pokemon, since if I want to play them all, I need to play them. Thank you for watching. My name, as always, has been EvolvedPixel, and I will see you all in the next video.